Hey guys, welcome back to the layout. I know that it's been probably at least 5 years since the last time I made a layout update. I really wasn't into YouTube for a while. So like the last year that I had made a layout update, I was still in high school. A lot of things happened since then. I graduated high school in 2016. I started my own bus company in 2017, and I have been really busy with that over the last 3 or 4 years. So I haven't really had time to do a lot of stuff with the layout or do a lot of videos on YouTube. And then I deleted all my old content because it was very inactive. It wasn't really doing anything. YouTube was changing some rules. I didn't know if that content complied. I just wasn't in the mood to deal with it. Not to mention the fact that my layout looks nothing like it did in any of those videos, and if you were interested in learning more about my channel, and if I was to get into it again, I really didn't want people going back to those videos for reference, because those videos are so outdated at this point, 5 or 6 years old, that that's not the way it is anymore. So currently I have a interesting styled layout. It's not quite finished yet. This particular base layout here on the back straightaway is about 17 or 18 foot long. Well, actually, it might be, yeah, it's about 18 foot long on the back straightaway back here. And then the front stretch is also the same, 18 foot long. And then, of course, the middle sections are like 6 foot wide or something along those lines. And then I have this addition that I installed, and there will be a filler of some sort back there, and another one will come through here past that pipe and reconnect with it on that side in between that scenery. And you can see the switch right there. So this particular layout is not like any of my other layouts. I actually built this layout 2 years ago in 2018. I just built the addition not that long ago, but I built the base layout in 2018. And I've done a lot of work to it over the years. I've put money into it. It actually looks quite realistic in a lot of parts of it. We'll do a layout tour at some point in the future. But this layout update is basically to give you an update of what I've been doing, the fact that I'm okay with uploading videos again to YouTube, which I haven't been doing in years, and then the fact that yes, I'm back now. I'm going to try to do this more often because I think YouTube is a really good platform to connect with other modelers, and it's a good community. It's a good tight-knit community. So I definitely want to get back involved with YouTube as best as I can. So with that being said, I no longer model the modern Norfolk Southern. I actually model the Conrail transitional era of 1977. I know I might have some cars or some locomotives that you might say are not prototypical for 1977, and that's fine. There's a couple of particular rolling stock pieces and locomotives that I like that I wanted to use, and they look all right. They're fine, but they might be a little out of era. They might be maybe early 80s, but I chose to change the era because I was just not happy with the way the Norfolk Southern layouts were going. I thought they were kind of boring. And I thought this would be more interesting. And actually, I had torn down a layout in 2017 or 16, something like that, and I did not build one after that. So I had a small 4x8 upstairs in a closet behind one of my rooms, and or one of the rooms in the house, as I should say. And I had some Bachmann Easy Track from a Bachmann box kit. You know what I'm talking about, the starter pack things. And I had that set up on there, and I went to a train show, the one in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Some of you might know what that is. I went to the train show in Monroeville, and I actually bought a couple of older Conrail locomotives. One was an Erie Lackawanna, one was a Conrail C30-7, and one was like a Conrail SD45 or something, or a Pennsylvania SD45. So I bought those locomotives. And I was running them upstairs, and I was having more fun with some of this older stuff. So I started deciding, okay, I'm going to do a different era. I'm going to capture something historical instead of capturing something modern day. And that's really what I've been doing over the last couple of years is building up a collection of cars and locomotives, working on scenery, getting this layout ready to go, and really getting this layout up to where it needs to be in terms of what I want to run. Now, I did switch back to standard DC. I've had a lot of criticism for that by some of the experienced modelers. But I just, this basement, as many of you know from years past, does leak water. With standard DC, that doesn't affect anything down here. I've never had a problem in the past with standard DC. Everything runs fine. I got to keep the track clean, but I got some cleaning cars, so that's not a big deal. But when it comes to DCC, it was a total mess. It was a nightmare, and I was just tired of it. It was no fun. You'd come down here, and it was nothing but frustration. So I decided it wasn't worth it. So instead of doing that, I've just managed to isolate the yard with isolated rail joiners and then add a set of feeder wires down to a separate power pack to run the yard. And that way I can run switchers without running and run trains on the main line and it be considered a separate operation. So that's always more fun when you do things like that. And that's sort of what I've been doing right now. It's just running trains in the yard and running trains on the main line and doing things a little bit different. And most certainly not traditionally to what I normally do. So with that being said, this is pretty much the basis for this layout update. I will do a more in-depth video on everything that's going on with this layout and a layout tour and things like that in the future. But right now I'm just trying to do a basic layout update. Let you guys know, yes, I'm back. This layout will not be going anywhere. I've got a lot more money and time invested in this one, and I'm actually really happy with parts of it that are finished. So this particular layout will not be going anywhere, so you don't have to worry about the content going away for me to destroy it and rebuild it. Things actually have gone really well with this one. So with that being said, guys, I hope everybody's doing well. I wish everyone the best during, well, we're not really in quarantine anymore, but it's not quite back to normal, so hope everybody's doing well. I'll have more content in the future, and if you remember me, be sure to click the subscribe button and leave your comments below to let me know what kind of videos you want to see up next.